Today I want to discuss with you one of the most critical duties for any church leader, the task of keeping the children in our care safe. According to Dr. Richard Hammer, child predators target churches because it's one of the easiest ways to quickly gain unsupervised access to minors. And it's an issue that must be addressed by the church and an issue that must be fixed. Because we have a responsibility. Morally, we have a pastoral duty to protect the vulnerable. This is a stewardship issue that we will most definitely be held accountable for. In fact, Matthew 18 verse 6 tells us that if you cause one of these little ones who trust in me to fall into sin, it would be better for you to have a large millstone tied around your neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. God takes this very, very seriously. And not only that, we have a legal obligation to meet the standard of due diligence to avoid corporate negligence. Financially, a single failure can lead to devastating liability that can cause a ministry to close down permanently. This is a sobering thought. And so we have to do our part. And it's important as we jump in to this lesson today that you understand safe churches do not happen by accident, but they only happen by intentional systems that are implemented and enforced along the way. And so today, I want to walk you through a multi-layered screening process from risk management that will help you to screen all of those that are enlisting to be kids and youth volunteers. The first thing that we must do when considering somebody as a youth or kids worker, we must have them submit a written application. This is our first line of defense. And every potential volunteer fills out a detailed form, and this form collects their background info, their history in ministry, and their personal details. And so right from the start, this application explicitly states our strict safety policy so that they know exactly what is expected of them. The second thing that should be followed is a face-to-face interview. We never place a volunteer in a position based on paperwork alone, but we sit down with them face-to-face and we ask them, why do you want to work with kids? In this time of conversation and chatting, this lets us hear their heart for children's ministry, but it also allows us to see how they interact. And it gives us an opportunity to watch for any behavioral warnings or red flags or signs of inconsistencies. This is a very important part of the process. Number 3, we must obtain institutional reference checks. Now, this is different than personal. We contact organizations where they have previously served, like past churches, camps, schools, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, something like that. We directly ask these leaders if they would trust this person with children. Personal references are way too easy to hide behind. Number 4, the fourth thing that we should follow is the 6-month membership rule. So time is one of our best safety tools. And when we require new attendees to belong to our church for at least 6 months before they can work with kids, this gives us time to naturally get to know their character and to watch them and to see how they interact within their community. This is a very important part of the process. One of the worst things we can do is throw someone into a role too soon. And number 5, it's important that we do nationwide criminal records checks. This is a formal background check. It's absolutely mandatory. We don't just check local county files because people move from state to state. And when we run a comprehensive nationwide search, this officially verifies that the person has no legal history of causing harm. And finally, number 6 is the 2-adult rule. Our safety strategy doesn't stop once a volunteer is approved, but we have to keep enforcing the 2-adult rule, which explicitly states that a child is never allowed to be alone with one adult. This simple rule does 2 big things. It protects our children from harm, and it protects our wonderful volunteers from false accusations. This 6-step process will not magically eliminate every single risk or case of child abuse, but by implementing these steps, we are doing our absolute due diligence. We are setting up a powerful shield and doing everything in our legal and moral power to protect the little ones that have been entrusted to us. Thank you for your time, and thank you for helping us do our part to keep our kids safe.